So it's no secret that the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is coming up soon, and there's a lot actually riding on it in terms of Star Wars in general. As I've stated in past videos, and what's honestly pretty obviously recently, is that Star Wars is in a bit of a downturn right now. And outside of Andor Season 2, the next actual movie installment that we're going to be getting is the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. And right now, in order to keep Star Wars alive, there's a lot riding on this movie. And the reason why I say this is because after Andor Season 2, Star Wars Visions, and also this movie, there's absolutely nothing coming out for Star Wars for a long time, which is actually something that I've advocated for in past videos. I want them to slow down and take their time to actually create good stories and not just keep forcing out all this random bullcrap that we keep having to endure and watch. But with that being said, and nothing actually coming out for a long time after the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, this movie has to absolutely slap. I mean, these last three things that Star Wars coming out in 2025 and 2026 has to absolutely be amazing. People are already losing interest in Star Wars as a whole in general. I mean, constantly over the years, people have been losing interest in Star Wars. But if they end this saga off, or at least 2026 off, with a bad movie, then once it's time to return in like 2027 or 2028, whenever they decide to release something else, it's going to be even harder to make that said return. The fans aren't going to be as receptive to it at all. I mean, at that point, if they make a bad movie, then people are just going to be scorned, just like they kind of are right now. And that goes for Andor Season 2 and the Star Wars Vision show that's coming out as well. Both these shows have to do well in order for Star Wars to continue to be well sought out and actually be looked forward to. Now, does this movie have to be an absolute generational, groundbreaking, complete change to Star Wars? No, it absolutely does not. It does not have to do any of those things. What it has to do is just tell a good story, stay true to what Star Wars actually is, to George's vision of Star Wars, kind of like how Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2 actually were, and overall provide a great time for every single last fan that is coming to enjoy and watch the movie. Unfortunately, everything has an uphill battle going forward in terms of Star Wars projects, because Acolyte has done so much damage to the IP that it is almost not repairable. I mean, Acolyte has damaged Star Wars so bad and left such a bad taste in everybody's mouth that it's going to be extremely, and I mean extremely, hard to get people to come out and spend their hard-earned cash and money and also sit their butts in this theater for over 2 hours to watch this film. And that's all due to Acolyte. That has nothing to do with what Mandalorian and Grogu actually have going on. In order for this movie to be well received and liked by all the fans, it has to have that Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2 feel to it. The reason why I don't include Mandalorian Season 3 is because it was objectively a bad season. I know the show was called The Mandalorian, but at the end of the day, this was more of a Bo-Katan season than it actually was anything about Mando and Grogu. Mando kind of took a backseat to Bo-Katan, and I personally didn't really like that, and a lot of fans didn't really like that at all. And it's not that Bo-Katan is a bad character. We like Bo-Katan as a character, but when we came to watch Mandalorian, we want to see more stuff about Din Djarin and Grogu. And the same thing kind of happened in the Boba Fett TV show, where Mando kind of took over and he was the best part of the Boba Fett TV show. We don't want to see that. The show is about Boba Fett. We love the Mando episodes and we love Mando, but when a Boba Fett TV show, we want to see more Boba than we did Mando, and unfortunately he was the best part about the Boba Fett TV show. And we knew the duo was going to come out eventually, but at that point we were just expecting Boba Fett. We hadn't seen Boba Fett, and he actually hadn't had the spotlight in years. Unfortunately, that was one of the biggest drawbacks, at least for me and a lot of the fans that were watching the Boba Fett TV show when it was all taking place. The episodes without Mando in it were very slow and just kind of didn't really mean anything, but the episodes with Mando in it, he absolutely stole the show. And I mean completely stole the show. I mean, there was one episode where Boba Fett was in it for maybe like 5 minutes total, and it was all about Mando. But overall, I really do hope this movie does well. I mean, in terms of having and creating a nice story for Star Wars, I don't think it's going to knock it out the park in terms of what the box office and stuff like that, but we can't focus on that right now. We just need to focus on making Star Wars good and bringing back that energy and that same vibe to Star Wars that it had in years past. And out of all the bad that Disney has given us, Mando is possibly the best original Disney character that they've given us, along with Shin Hati and Baylan Skoll. But anyway, that's all I got for this video. Let me know your guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Are you guys excited or looking forward to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie? I know personally I am, and I think it's going to be a good movie. It's just not going to be a box office beater. But anyway, may the force be with you guys, and as always, have a great rest of your day.